He's my favorite fighter because everyone appears to be afraid of him. I don't know if they are, but no one's fighting. You're left-handed, and you guys not getting him any fights, and you guys can't get him.
In an interview, Mike Tyson discussed his admiration for Benavidez, giving the impression that he is a huge fan of David Beckham. Take a peek.
These guys stop punching, he's going to keep punching. Hit him in the back, he's going to hit him in the hip.
And I tell you what, Mike,
he thinks he's protecting his body and his hip by all that fancy movement. He's going to get hit in the fucking hip.
Additionally, it seems that boxing trainer Robert Garcia is a major fan of Benavidez.
When do you see Benavidez spending too much time on the road? Since 68?
Fucked him up, yeah.
Sí, that's a strong motherfucker.
Canelo and Benavidez might fight in September as a result of Canelo's most recent victory over Hamunia. But what are the experts' predictions? Stay tuned and watch as we discover in this video that Mike Tyson was a huge fan of David Benavidez. Many may not be aware of this, but in one of his interviews, Iron Mike called Benavidez the Mexican monster. He gave Benavidez the honorary title by saying, "Listen, I'd be afraid to fight him too if I were in that division. No one even has a chance against him as it appears to be, and I'm talking from facts like many Iron Mike fans." The boxing legend Mike Tyson discussed why he believes David Benavidez may be a dangerous opponent for Alvarez in a recent episode of this podcast, Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. Mike also wants to see Canelo battle Benavidez, a contest he regards as one of the biggest fights in contemporary boxing. In these sessions, Benavidez showed not only competence but also outstanding skill during his season-long sparring match with Golovkin, as Tyson observed. A strong middleweight champion at Big Bear, a high-altitude training center in California, known for housing some of the world's top fighters, Benavidez had an early propensity for elite competition. The combination of Benavidez's early skill and cunning has only grown stronger over time. This maturation process is important in boxing, where the winner of high-stakes fights is frequently determined by a fighter's combination of physical prowess and tactical cunning. Tyson also emphasized that Benavidez's ability to hold his own against the legendary Mikhail Golovkin was not only impressive, but possibly indicative of his potential to rise to the top of the sport. Benavidez is a particularly dangerous opponent, in Tyson's opinion, because he possesses a psychological edge that is significant in boxing. Having competed against elite talent from a young age and excelled, Benavidez likely carries a mental fortitude that many of his contemporaries may lack. Tyson also discussed Benavidez's physical prowess. Given Canelo Alvarez's reputation as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, Benavidez's combination of youth skill and psychological toughness makes him a unique challenger. Benavidez could be a real threat because he possesses not only the physical attributes but also the mental toughness and a proven track record against opponents of a higher caliber.
I think he's getting put into a corner now where he's running out of excuses. He said that the only thing I bring is 25 extra pounds and I'm not worth nothing, but he's asking 200 million and now he's gonna fight me in the same night. This shit's just stupid, bro.
Benavidez has also stated that he is very excited to fight Canelo. Despite having an amateur career that lasted only 15 fights, the Mexican monster made a smooth transition into professional boxing and quickly established himself as a formidable contender. Benavidez hasn't been intimidated by Canelo's wealth of experience or the titles he's amassed over the past 10 years. His quick rise through the ranks is evidence of his innate talent and hard-won skill, which he feels puts him in a strong position to challenge Canelo. Benavidez was not afraid to express his opinion, demonstrating that he was eager to prove himself against a top-tier opponent like Canelo.
I'm gonna buy a chain with fucking balls and also one for Canelo, because they have no fucking balls, I mean, when you're a champion, you fight anybody. Otherwise, get the fuck out of here, You can't fucking just say, we're not fighting no Mexican.
His challenge against Canelo stems from a criticism of the Mexican superstar's opponent selection, which suggests that Canelo chooses bouts that lessen the risk to his reign at the top of the division. Benavidez charged that Canelo did not select opponents who would truly test his mettle in the ring. Benz's self-assurance is further enhanced by his aggressive style of fighting, which is marked by power and a willingness to confront opponents head-on. He contends that this style of fighting contrasts sharply with the more cautious, possibly conservative, strategies used by some of Canelo's recent opponents. In his opinion, power and relentless aggression are the exact combination required to counter Canelo's tactics, which frequently depend on outwitting and outlasting opponents rather than overwhelming them.
If it was up to me, like we keep on saying, we want to see Benavidez. Canelo, hell of a fighter, but my personal opinion, he's ducking Benavidez. You know, that's just my personal.
Furthermore, Benavidez views himself as a revitalizer of the sport rather than just a challenger, promising to put on competitive and exciting fights. His challenge to Canelo is not only about getting a high-profile match, but also about demonstrating to boxing fans that he is capable of thrilling the sport and challenging the current champs on a new level with his confident style and straightforward challenges. Benavidez is putting himself in a position to challenge the heavyweights in boxing, like Canelo, by presenting himself as an IST as well as a contender for fights he believes are essential. This audacious strategy appeals to spectators who want fights that highlight the bravery and spirit of the competitors as much as technical skill. But how might a possible matchup between these two go?
Oh shit! Hey Sebastian, it's Kevin with Fight Hype. What are your thoughts on this fight, man?
It's a good fight. It was a good fight. Canelo did his thing.
You think this fight shows that?
Examining a possible fight between these two excellent fighters, it is evident that their dissimilar fighting techniques might provide an extremely engaging and tactical fight. Canelo is well known for his skill and cunning. The capacity to adjust to and defeat a variety of fighting methods has continuously been displayed by General Shipp. On the other side, his style frequently entails dismantling opponents with well-timed, accurate blows throughout a battle, especially focusing on the body to gradually reduce their power and mobility. Benavidez is well known for his aggressive style, which involves overwhelming his opponents with volume and force. He brings a very different approach to the arena. His approach is more about pure dominance than subtlety, trying to take advantage of any early weakness in his opponents and disturb them. Canelo's more calculated and defensive style may face serious challenges from this aggressive approach, which is characterized by quick combinations and relentless pursuit. Mike Tyson highlighted Mercedes' ability to deliver strong blows when talking about this possible showdown. When facing a fighter like Canelo, being able to control the pace and flow of a bout is essential. Carlo might be forced to interact more directly than he would have liked if Mercedes' strength and aggression were to disturb his rhythm. Canelo's tactical approach frequently entails changing his strategy mid-fight based on his reading of his opponent's tactics. Therefore, Benavidez's main goal would be to stop him from getting into his rhythm. Additionally, Benz's tenacity in the ring, his capacity to withstand blows and keep moving forward, could make Canelo's standard tactic of wearing down his opponents even more difficult. If Benavidez can continue to deliver strong punches without tiring from Canelo's body shots, he might be able to apply enough pressure to keep Canelo off balance and less effective in the later rounds. However, Benavidez would need to make sure he didn't become complacent. The challenge for Canelo would be to withstand the early storm and take advantage of the openings created by Benz's aggression, which could potentially lead to opportunities for counterattacks or impose a punishing body attack that slows down Benavidez. Canelo has some of the best counterpunching skills in boxing, and his ability to exploit repetitive patterns could turn Benz's aggression against him.
These fights, they're won in the training camp. You can't reach that level of ferociousness and velocity if you don't train hard. I swear to God, my training camps are all 3 to 4 month training camps. That's going hard every single day. I can't let
The fighter's mental tenacity and strategic planning would be tested in addition to their physical abilities throughout this bout. Canelo needed to reduce any initial dangers presented by Benz's strength, and Benavidez needed to maintain his intensity without walking into any of Canelo's tactical traps. The clash of styles promises to be an exciting bout that could alter the course of both fighters' careers. Given that Canelo and David Benavidez both bring a unique blend of skill, tenacity, and experience to the ring, this bout could be among the most thrilling in recent boxing history. This conflict could be historic. Benavidez has continuously faced and defeated strong opponents, keeping an undefeated record that attests to his supremacy in the ring. His aggressive style and knack for landing knockout blows have won him over fans and demonstrated his readiness to face the best for middleweight boxers in the world. However, Canelo Alvarez is one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters in the world, but he hasn't fought a notable opponent in a few years, which has led to boxing fans growing expectations for a more difficult and deserving opponent. Canelo's technical, the public's desire for a fight that would put him to the test against a truly dangerous contender like Benavidez has been heightened by the fighter's different fighting styles. This fight would satisfy fans' desire for a high-stakes competitive match and could potentially change the super middleweight division's landscape. However, his mastery, strategic acumen, and experience in big fights make him a daunting opponent for any fighter. What are your thoughts on this conflict? Tell us in the comments section below. That concludes our discussion for today. Remember to like the tale of a budding talent facing off against an accomplished champion. Canelo's tactical acumen and Benavidez's unyielding approach ensured not only a tactical struggle, but also a fierce physical struggle. Thank you for your time, and we hope to see you in a later video. To ensure that you never miss out on videos like these, please subscribe to the channel and enable the bell to receive the most recent notifications.